Hello, and welcome to another unboxing from me. Sorry this one's kind of late in the day. My sleep schedule's messed up. So. Because of that right there, I gotta wait till after dark, and that's why it's super in the morning. But let's get going. This time we have the Disney Treasures box from Funko. Not mine. This is actually my mother's. Not sponsored by Funko, anything like that. If so, I'm sure I'd get these a lot earlier than I get them. This is, they actually, Funko did their official unboxing at the D23 Expo of this, but, I don't know, maybe people like seeing me. Not that I know of, but I figure what the heck. So we're gonna get into it. Trying to set things up, and I'm computer. Luxury of a remote-ish keyboard. I forgot that I didn't have this all set up already. So you guys get to see how the sausage is made. See if my internet is going to do this. We're going to start this over. Right on. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Thank you, Echo Divisions, for letting me know that I was gibbering on while muted. Uh, sorry about that. So, we'll go back. This is Tiny Town. This is the third of the Disney Treasures boxes. There's always a pin, a patch, and at least one pop in the... So the next one coming up is the Haunted Forest. This one is no longer available because it's been shipped. It's closed. So if you want to subscribe, you'd get Haunted Forest, and you'd have the opportunity to purchase this one and probably some of the other ones. I don't know about their past availability. They tend to be. The new box. So I went through this when I was muted. There's been a kind of an evolution on what's in the boxes, the guaranteed items. In these ones, the Disney Treasures, there's a pin, a patch, and at least one Funko. Starting back at their first one of these, which was the Collector Core by the Marvel Collector Core, it's been a pin, a patch, a pop. Though there was something where it was debatable whether or not there was a pop in the box, but I'm not going to get it. And a piece of apparel and a comic book. They did the same routine with the comic book, pin, patch, piece of apparel, pop, or the Legion of Collectors, which is the DC one, which I don't get them, so that's why I see those. And then we get a Smuggler's Bounty, which has the pin, the patch, the pop, and the apparel, but no comic book. This one, they ask when you subscribe for your apparel, for your shirt size, but we've yet to have a piece of apparel actually in these books. I suspect they had planned on having one, but because Disney licensing is a little finicky when it comes to apparel, and especially since they have parks stuff in here, they're a little bit more finicky about that. So, but like I said, if you subscribe now, you'll get the Haunted Forest one, and you should be able to purchase this one if you were someone. This is Tiny Town, third one. There are printed versions of the previous stickers from the previous boxes, and then there's the main sticker on it. So, as you saw me while I was muted, cut this open. Tiny Town is all about small characters that are much, much smaller. We've had, the first one was the Pirate's Cove, which had Smee from Peter Pan, as well as a Dwarves ride of the Wicked Wench from Pirates of the Caribbean. Then we had the Festival of Friends, which had the pop for that was a brand new flying Dumbo. This one, I know what's in here, but we'll get to that as we go. So we start out with the pin, because we're starting in the order that we're open the box. This one is Gus Gus from Cinderella. I think it's Gus Gus. It's not Jacques. I think Jacques is the steamer. Either way, it's one of the mice from Cinderella. So one of the mice from Cinderella is the pin. And then the patch, branching out a bit, not for these boxes, but from the concept of things, we've got Dot from A Bug's Life. Now, all the patches have had this kind of curved motif to them, and it's so that they can kind of fit in a circle around I don't know, probably a central patch from that'll be from the last box. So we'll crack open this. So they include in each one of these a spare of the sticker that's on the top of the box. They haven't said what these are for, but there's a duplicate in each one of the boxes. Try and put that under the box so I can flatten it. There is also, and I'm not going to show too much of this, they've got a map which shows what we've got, so where we've been and where we're going, and gives you the preview of the next box. On the back is their preview card to tell you what's in the box. Yeah, it's Gus Gus was the one who's the pin. And so far, these have been pretty. I don't want to show off these because I'm pulling stuff out of the box. Why show off what's in the box when you're going to be getting into the box? So I'll be blocking myself as I'm going through this. We're going to stop with what we knew was going to be in here. And that is a brand new version of Tinkerbell. It's the tiny thing from Peter Pan. This is the second pop from the Peter Pan Peter Pan movie that's been in here, but that's been in these boxes. But it's fitting, and if it's not the first version, like Smee, that was the first time they'd ever had Smee as a pop. And then the Tinkerbell, this is a brand new flying version of Tinkerbell. You can see her on the stand. So she's flying. If you were to remove the stand, which it's attached to her, she wouldn't be able to stand on her own without it. And you may not be able to see it, but the stand is all glittery, very like the recent Hot Topic exclusive Peter Pan that was released. I think she's pretty cool. She looks good. It's a good version of the character. Kind of a good example. Gonna put her back in the box because that's what we do here. Now that's the big pop. Now that's the ooh, we knew about this. And that's the at least one pop, because there's only one pop in here. But we're gonna go on to the next thing. Which is, so far they've had in each one of these a mystery mini in a tin, which are actually pretty cool. The first one was Jack Sparrow in a tin modeled after the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. In the second one, it was Woody from Toy Story in one modeled after the Toy Story, in a tin modeled after the Toy Story Midway Mania ride. And this one again has a tie to the theme parks. Because one of the things that they do have with this is that they're not just partnered with Disney, they're partnered with Disney and the Disney parks. But the mystery mini, first I'll go to the mystery mini, and then I'll show off the tin of it and explain a little bit with that. Is Jiminy Cricket, Pinocchio's Conscience. I kind of wish that he'd had his official Conscience pin on there, but we'll let that slide. It's one of those little big geeky Disney obsessed things. So then we'll take a look at the tin. The tin is modeled after Geppetto's Toy Shop, and I like to think that it's modeled after the version from Dark Ride in the theme parks. I'll go with Disneyland because that's my park of choice. I know there are plenty of people who will sit back and have that argument as to Disneyland versus Disney World, which one is better, all of that thing. And there are plenty of people who come out on the Disney World side of things. I've never been to Disney World, and because of where I am geographically, it is actually cheaper for me to go to Tokyo Disneyland than it is for me to go to Disney World. So that says something about travel domestically inside the United States. That in some situations it is cheaper to travel internationally than it is to travel within the States. So our last item is another Dorbs ride. It's the second one for the grades. And I kind of like this one. It's a Small World Dorbs ride. So it's the Mexico and Holland. Get this out and show it off. It's Mexico and Holland. So it's the boy in the sombrero, the girl in the traditional Dutch outfit from Small World. But what I particularly enjoy is that they are, and I love the concept of these, they are in their ride. There goes Mexico. Show off this. It's a Doors Ride version of the Small World boats. And then you have the Dutch girl with their pigtails. I'm not sure what the hat is. And then the Mexican boy, sombrero. Now, you may say these are ridiculous stereotypes, but these are as they are from the ride, so there's no point in arguing about, oh, they're not culturally appropriate for they're inappropriate culturally for where they're representing. I'm sorry, it's a ride that's been around since the 60s. Your time to argue about that is long since passed. But that's it. That's what's in the box. It's a Small World, opened in 1964. 65, because it came over from the World's Fair, along with Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln, the Grand Canyon and Primeval World panoramas that are part of the Disneyland Railroad, and the Carousel of Progress. 3 of those are still at Disneyland. Small World is going nowhere anytime soon. Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln, a couple of years ago, got a really, really beautiful update to Lincoln animatronic. And with the new modifications to the railroad at Disneyland, they did some tweaking, from what I've heard positively, to the Grand Canyon World. Also inside the box for the Doors ride, it's nice artwork of the facade of Small World. So when they are in the box, they're in front of the facade for Small World. Now this is the thing that for me goes into my, and I'm expressing my clear bias, which when you have a clear bias, at least if you know that you have a clear bias, it's a better thing to express. Disneyland is the park that has real, proper, legitimate history. Disney World has the original Small World. It's the one that was at the World's Fair. At Disneyland, you have it's the only Disney theme park that Walt Disney actually himself walked through. So there is legitimate history. Yes, Roy Disney did a lot at Disney World, but they're different beasts. Disney World has a lot more space, but doesn't do a whole lot more with it, in my opine. Humble opinion. So at least I've expressed those biases, and so you can listen to me or not about it. But now on to what's next. So, what do we have coming up? Well, next up is going to be this, which is Marvel Collector Corps first appearance Avengers. We have no idea what's actually going to be in there. They haven't done any spoilers for it so far. I suspect we'll hear that in the next couple of weeks when we're getting right up to the line, when they decide that they want to do it. I'm hoping for what I'm actually hoping for is like a classic Nick Fury, maybe a classic Black Widow, a Mark I Iron Man. Now, I'm not going to get a bunch of these, but maybe a classic version of Hulk. Because we've had... There's not been a lot of variation with Vision. I think there's already been a classic Hawkeye. There's definitely been 12 million versions of Captain America. So I'm not under the illusions that it's going to be anything other than that. I hope that it's going to be a character that we don't have an existing mold. That's somebody who's brand new. At least with this version of them being brand new. And there's been Nick Fury's, but it's always been Nick Fury's based off of the Ultimate / MCU Sam Jackson style. I'm not saying that I need to have a white Nick Fury. I think Sam Jackson does a spot-on job, better than David Hasselhoff ever could have done. But this is his first appearance in the comic books, when he was a white guy with an eye patch and the white streaks on his hair like Mr. Fantastic had. It's just one of those things. I'd love to see it. Black Widow. I don't think there's ever been a Black Widow pop other than the ones from the MCU movies, the MCU tie-in ones. So I'd like to see that. I don't think there's been a Mark I Iron Man suit pop that I can think of. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, please feel free to leave a note in the comments on the YouTube video, or please feel free to yell at me in the chat now or in the future on Twitch. Down there, right, all right there. Then following that, we will have this bad boy, Jedi of the Smuggler's Bounty. This is not going to be for a little while. The Marvel Collector Corps is going to be later this month. Hopefully it won't be the beginning of next month like my Droids one was for Smuggler's Bounty. But this is the September theme for Smuggler's Bounty. So it'll be next month. So it'll be probably near the end of next month at this one. So this month, July, didn't actually have, during the actual 31 days of July, didn't have an unboxing from me. But August is going to have 3. September will have 1. And we should be back. We should go back to the normal routine every couple of months, or a couple 1 month, one the next, and so on. Sometime shortly after this, because I stream directly from my gaming directly from my PS4, and I stream all of my unboxings and that stuff from here. I hopefully here in the next couple of minutes will go back to what I've been planning on doing since this past Friday. And I'm finally going to get back to Danganronpa. I started it before I went to San Diego Comic-Con. Went to San Diego Comic-Con, did a couple of things out there, came back, was going to get started, then decided that there was something that I need for that, and I got it, but then I mucked up my sleep schedule, and and basically I've been streaming at times when nobody was watching whatsoever. So, we'll see. I don't know when I'm going to start, but I am going to get started later on in the time frame of technically today, August 8th. Streaming some more Danganronpa. This time, I will actually be on camera while I'm gaming. It'll be through my PlayStation camera on my PS4. But there's an additional treat to why I've got the camera. If you follow me on if you check in with any of the other streamers that I frequent the chats of, you'll know exactly what it is. So I hope to see you again in the future, and I apologize for all the technical chaos in this stream / video. It's a garbage truck on fire. That's the way I am. That's the way I pretty much tend to be with these things. So, hope to see you in the future. And if you're new around here, if you're watching on YouTube, and you're new, please feel free to throw a subscribe to my channel. I do these pretty frequently. Not all the time, but pretty frequently. And feel free to come over and follow me over on Twitch. Once I hit 100 followers on Twitch, I will be doing a single run version of Until Dawn. So a single sitting run of Until Dawn, beginning to end. However long that takes me with my normal playstyle. I will say that because of my way that I did things in my first playthrough of it, I will be trying to get everybody killed. Just gonna say that now, so that you're aware. If you are following me over on Twitch, you may have noticed in my initial screen I had a couple of lovely emotes right up on there. Those are my higher end subscription emotes because I am a Twitch affiliate now. So you can come over, throw bits at me if you feel like, throw a sub my way, whatever. If you don't want to, that's fine. But I want you to have a good evening, and I hope to see you sometime future. Bye bye.